Hi everyone, good morning. I'm hoping you're having a wonderful Scrap Saturday. Grab yourselves a cup of coffee. This quick layout is going to be a little bit messy. It was supposed to be fast, fun, and easy for me. I went ahead and cut out some speech bubbles using my Graphically Speaking cartridge. I cut them out at 3, 4, and 5 inches using the DCWV, the Green Stack paper collection. I struggled a lot with the placement of them. I used the flip feature on my Cricut to get the speech bubble points to be pointing in both directions from left to right. And at the last minute I decided to use one of my smaller 3x4 photos that I had already placed into my Project Life album as an addition to one of the speech bubbles. As you can see here, I'm adding the silver photo corners to that. And I'm enjoying the photo corners for sure. This layout just gave me so many issues, as I'll go on and let you know, but I just thought it would be an easy way to implement many types of pattern paper, but using a very current element that we've all been using, which are the speech bubbles. But again, I'm using really old paper pad, mainly because it's a picture of the kids with their Uncle Dave at the cottage on an ATV. I was going to say ATG. That's the glue that we use on an ATG Forerunner. So the paper has meaning, and that's why I picked it. And I really like the wood grain and the trees, and I especially loved the words trees, fresh air, environment, and I love the googly-eyed owls on there as well. So I spared you guys a little bit with some of the editing because I really fumbled with the placement, and again, it's one of my weaknesses is how do I place all the background layering of pattern paper and such. But I don't know, it was just one of those days where things just weren't working out. So here finally I think I've got everything almost glued down. And I've got them where I think I do. And then at this moment, I think I wanted to lift up the photo and go back and layer the smaller 3x4 picture onto the green and blue tree pattern paper, but I realized that it was stuck down so well that I couldn't. And what I do instead is just layer it on top of each other, kind of doing a shadow effect. So that's right here, but I gave up quickly. And so I just took the other speech bubble and just kind of shadowed that there, and it did turn out good. I liked it. It's one of those things when you're scrapping and you have a scrap moment, you just kind of go with the flow and hope that everything is done. So at this point, everything's turning out nicely. I'm liking that all the speech bubbles are kind of facing in different directions, so it just looks like there's a conversation for every angle. The kids love going for a ride with my brother. He is such a loving man and so much fun with the kids. They just love it. The rest of us would take them for a joyride, but I don't think it would be as fast or as much fun as my brother would be. So here I'm using some felt letter stickers from the dollar store, and these are a grayish color. And I'm going to try to spell out the words faster, fun, and then Uncle Dave. But I quickly realize that in this package there is only one N and I need two, and there is no R. So teaches me a lesson. I do brag about my dollar store finds, but in this instant I was quite upset. So I continued because this was the only chance I had in the morning to get my layout done, or at least started, because I can leave it in my scrapbook room and I am privileged that way, so I shouldn't complain too much. And so I just kept going, and these are some Studio Calico feathers. They're wood veneer, and I like the placement of them, and I thought that they served a purpose on the layout since it's an outdoorsy one. And here's some more of that Recollections black chevron patterned washi tape. And I was trying to mimic maybe tire marks, tire tracks, that sort of thing, but bringing some black element to ground it since it's all tone on tone, and I'm only using one paper collection. And I'm just adding a little bit more on that bottom corner there, just to bring it down to that photo as well. And I do play around with the letters. I've glued down the fun and Dave since those words were complete. And I'm just using some of that Tombow Mono Multi-Glue. I'm going to say that right once. And I love it. So on my previous videos I wasn't too sure, and now I'm 100% sure it's amazing glue. And so the feathers and the words went down permanently for this portion of my video. I believe we're still talking about the first day that I started this. And I think now I'm going to reach for a chevron clear mount stamp, again just to do some more of that black pattern or black element in the layout. And I'm stamping it with the same VersaFine black onyx ink that I always use. I really like it. And this paper has a little bit of a sheen to it, so I didn't touch it, and I knew that I was going to leave the layout and come back to it on another day because I was missing the letters. On the top corner there I didn't stamp it because I had too much space between the stamp itself and that feather, and it wouldn't allow me to give the proper stamp, so I moved it. I stamped off, cleaned my stamp, moved the clear stamp towards the edge of the block itself so that I was able to stamp it properly. And that's a little tip in case you have to work around some of your elements on your page. And now I'm using some Sandy Lion owl stickers, and I've had these for a very long time. I really am very fond of owls, and I like the googly eyes on these owls because the paper itself has some like cartoon type little owls or birds or whatever those are. I'm just going to call them owls. And at this point, to be really honest, I remember I was quite frustrated and I wanted owls to be everywhere, but then I didn't want owls to be anywhere because all I was thinking was, oh, I could finish this layout if only I had the remaining letters. And you know, you get distracted, and then I started thinking, one more stop, I have to go to the dollar store, yada, yada, yada. So only one little guy lasted on. Oh, that's my husband. I was telling him that I had to go to the dollar store, and he's pretending like he's telling me what I should do with the letters. So here, as you can see, the lighting has changed, and I'm now wearing my turquoise sweater. So I'm back from the dollar store with the remaining letters. I'm only giggling because it's like 3 or 4 days later. And so it has the R and the S. I was actually missing an S, an R, and an N. So I found those in the package quickly and stuck them down, and I really liked it. I didn't add any journaling. Again, this is going into the Project Life album, so there are plenty of spots there that would explain what the kids are doing here with their uncle. And now I'm just using some foam dots to raise the speech bubbles up to create more shadow onto the page itself. And the layout is so much fun. I really like it. It looks cluttered, it looks clustered, but it really isn't in person. It's beautiful and I really like it. It stands out in my album. And my favorite part was that I got to use my Cricut and some old paper that I already had. I hope that you enjoyed this layout. I hope that it inspires you to use some of your cartridges for some current things with some old stuff. Still believe in my dollar store sticker letters. And yeah, it was easy, it was fast, and have yourself a wonderful Scrap Saturday, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks again for all the wonderful comments. Take care. Thanks, guys.